All right, a very good morning to you. It's good to see you right here on Your World. I hope that you're having a better start to the day. Welcome to the show. My name is Winnie Lubembe, and today's topic, this is something that I have looked forward to having a conversation on, and this is as far as modern parenting is concerned, but on a special focus, and this is as far as faith is concerned. And we just want to understand, should parents really pass down their faith to their children, and does it matter? And especially in this day and age where we all know that here in the country, religion plays a very key role in our social construct, with Christianity being the dominant religion, followed by Islam, Hinduism, traditionalists, among others. However, data from Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, that is KNBS, indicate that the number of Kenyans who do not believe in God has grown so much that today they stand at over 500,000. And in this modern day parenting, where people are very keen on their rights, and especially that of association, as well as the freedom to worship, we're asking, should parents pass down their belief to their children? And of course, what we're asking you, a very simple question today, and that is, should faith matter when raising children? Okay, the question that we're asking you today is very simple, and that is, should faith matter when it comes to raising children? So again, engage with us on our socials as I get settled on our social media platforms, that is at NTV Kenya, both on Facebook and on Twitter, and let us know, should faith really matter when raising children, and especially in this modern day and age where, like I said, people are very keen on, I know my rights and I have a right to association, I have a freedom to worship. So then, should faith matter? All right, and I can see a number of you have a lot to say. Okay, so for one, Otim Francis on Facebook says that children of today need realities, as in considering the dynamic environment we now live in. For instance, teach them that their private part is truly private and they should not misuse. Okay, yeah. And then continues to say the moral lesson is that faith, this faith things is giving them false hope. Okay, that is one person who says that. And then someone else says it is a basic need to the believers. Jesus said, let the children come to me, not by their own, but their parents should take them. Okay, and then someone else says, teach your children the way of the Lord. It's the only source of life, hope, love, knowledge, and wisdom. And then someone else says, this is Mora on Facebook, says, nothing scares me like parenting. I got myself there, but God will always lead. Okay, so parents who are watching us this morning, should faith matter when raising children? So I have a very big panel today, really excited to have them and to hear what they have to say. And on my immediate left is Bishop Grace Dalizu from Jesus Lives Ministries Kenya. How are you doing this morning?
Very well.
Karibu sana, welcome back. Good.
Thank you.
Good. And then we'll also have Harrison Mumia, who's not so new. We all know him. President Atheist in Kenya Society. It was recently registered, right? Was it last year?
No. We've been around from 2016. That is when the government registered. Of course, we were suspended again, so we went to court.
Yeah.
We won that case in 2018.
Yeah.
So we have been, now there's another guy who has sued us.
Yeah.
Now we are in court again. But this is just the intolerance, I think we are seeing within some circles but the Constitution protects all the atheists to associate and so on.
Okay,
so,
or under the rights.
Under the Article 32, Article 28,
yes,
our Constitution covers the existence of atheists. So my message to all atheists,
does it right?
Relax. All atheists should relax.
Yeah. It's so good to have you as well, because I'm really keen to hear what you have to say as far as this conversation is concerned today. Yeah. And then we also have, please forgive me if I butcher your name, but Pastor Sadvinder.
Yes.
Right?
Very well.
Okay.
Said.
Omi.
Yes. Romy.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Good to have you this morning, House of Prayers International in Kitengela. Thank you so much for joining us. Your story is also very interesting.
Yeah.
Because you were born into
Sikh religion.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you moved to
Islam,
and then now Christianity. So I'm really keen to also hear what you have to say. Yeah. And last but not least, we have Sheikh Salim Shaban from City Park Mosque. Good to have you this morning. How are you doing? Let me tell you, this panel, I can't. Okay, so we need we have like 5 hours for this conversation. But I'm just going to begin from a very basic point. The same question that we're asking our viewers this morning, and that is, should faith matter when we are raising children? I'm going to begin with you, Harrison? It's a simple yes or no?
No.
Okay. No. Shouldn't matter.
Big no, actually.
Okay. Yeah. Romy?
It does.
It does.
Well, let me just answer it in a short brief.
Sure, yes.
Okay. Now, faith, what does faith do for it to matter?
Okay.
It offers hope that does not disappoint. It gives godly direction. So many things.
Yeah.
So does godly direction matter in the life of a child? Does hope that does not disappoint matter in the life of a child? So for me, it matters 100 and more %.
100 and more %.
Yes.
Okay, Sheikh?
Of course, it matters a lot, but the question depends on whoever you ask.
Okay.
Anyone that you are going to present the question to, the way that is going to answer your question will depend whether is recognize the question exactly, whether it matters to a kid or no.
Okay.
So it matters a lot.
So it matters.
It's a key, in fact.
Okay. All right. Okay. I like that. Okay. And then Bishop?
Faith comes in various ways.
Okay.
Like now we have. I hope I'm loud enough.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. But we're getting you some hot water. I think warm water.
Thank you.
Yes.
We have the Christian faith. We have the Islamic faith. We have the Hindu faith. And I'm sure Apostle Savinda will help us in that area. But what I want to say is that a form of faith is a direction in the raising of the children.
All right.
So we must have a form of faith.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get you sorted with some warm water to help you.
Yeah, thank you.
Know,
thank you so much.
Pushing the word, yeah, okay. But it's all okay. Harrison, you said straight up no.
No, it's a big no.
Why?
Because, you know, you don't need to give children faith and hope. And as they're growing up in this day and age, I think what we need to focus on is compassion, teaching them compassion.
Okay.
That does not need religion. That when they are playing with other children, let them be compassionate.
Okay.
Let them understand that they live in a world where what matters is how you treat others and how they treat you. You don't need to learn that from any biblical or religious, book.
Okay.
And also, this idea, I grew up a Christian.
I was about to say this. Yes, you grew up as
exactly. So, when I was growing up, and
Yeah.
this is a story which I want my friends here to listen to.
Okay.
That when I was growing up a Christian, I was baptized. Today, I don't think that baptism really, if I look back, it was not necessary in my life. All right?
All right.
I was taken to Sunday school. Looking back, I don't think that was necessary. Now, I was also very scared growing up because I grew up at a time when parents believed strongly that taking a child to church is going to impart moral values. But when I grew up, now that I'm an adult, I made a decision to be an atheist.
Yeah.
At
what point? At what point?
Really, it was a journey. Okay. But basically, in campus is when I realized, God does not exist.
Okay.
So now,
was there a specific circumstance, situation that happened that made you
it's just
question?
an observation. You just need to observe around to realize that there's nothing supernatural, that runs our lives and the universe and so on. But the point I'm making is that I was scared when I was growing up because I also thought there's a God in the sky who looks at me and thinks I need to do this for him to be happy. So my going to church when I was young, was to please a God.
So the
and that really scares a lot of kids.
Okay.
The idea that you think there's a big brother somewhere who is just watching everything that you do is not something. It's not fair to children. It's not fair.
Okay.
That is my thinking.
So your introduction into faith, religion was more of from fear. And not because if you do something,
I think not just me. I think as long as you're introducing a child to religion, taking them to church, one of the things they will learn inevitably is that God exists and he demands this of you. And that to me is unfair. I think it's also being very, you're just making children grow up thinking, I have to do this and that to please a God. And I think that's where I have a problem with that.
Okay, I can see you. I can see you like, yes. What's going on through your mind listening to
We have a government.
Okay.
And the government, there's a way you can break the laws of the government. You drive on the right side, on the wrong side, you're in trouble. You kill someone, you're in trouble. You rob, you're in trouble. Now, should we say it is very unfair for us to teach our children to keep the laws as citizens, and I should give my 16-year-old the car. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
The government also has rules.
Okay.
It has laws.
Yeah.
Now, breaking those rules, breaking those laws, we end up in trouble.
Okay.
You see?
Yeah.
And so as faith, our faith, I mean, you believe in God, you need to live a righteous life, right? And that's not of your own. I think there are some things that Harrison did not understand about Christianity.
Okay.
Because Christianity acknowledges that we are weak. And in 2 Corinthians 12:9, it says that in our weakness, the grace of God is sufficient. I was an alcoholic. I used to abuse drugs badly. I came to Christianity. I relied on the grace of God. God changed me. We can't say, you know, we've come to a place whereby we want to live freely. We want to make choices that we want to make. But we're all governed by laws everywhere. Even if Harrison does not believe in God, God scares him. If he does something, he's in trouble.
Punished.
He still has the government on the other side. If he makes trouble on the other side, he'll still fall in the hands of the government.
And that's exactly the point. That we don't need religion to dominate our social life, including how we raise our children. That's the point. That we have the schools where they go and learn science and all that, geography and so on. That's really sufficient. You know, just preparing them for the future. Now, when it comes to religion, let children discover by themselves their religious positioning when they are able to make those decisions.
But there's that aspect of guidance from parents, from, you know, a community.
Exactly. What I'm saying is...
Give a Sheikh a chance and then we'll come back.
Okay, fine.
Very quickly. Sheikh?
Winnie, as much as the kids are concerned and the parents are there, as much as the parents have their rights, even the kids, they have their own rights. One of their own rights is when you select a pious wife, knowing that you're going to raise a generation. After that, it's when you look for, when you are given a small kid, when you are blessed with a kid, you select the better name for the kid. Another right, and let me tell you this frankly, another right for the kid is for you to select the better faith for your kid. These are right for your kid, whether we like it or not. Interaction, it means a lot when it comes to, even when the kids are playing together. And one thing that we normally do, we as Muslims, we introduce our kids to their faith at a very early age when they don't even understand it. Can you just imagine when you are blessed with a young one, at the first place, you'll just let the small kid to know that God is great. And this is what it means by Allahu Akbar, that God is great. At a very young age, he doesn't even understand anything. Just on his way, just
you whisper in the ear.
Exactly, that's the first year on the right ear. We say these words, God is great, God is great. And of course, he's great. At that early age, you can imagine. Then later on, once we are told that we are all shepherd and will be asked about our flocks, these are our flocks. A father will be asked about his family. Anyone, the one that we are married, I'll be asked about my family. I'll be asked about my kids. What will be the question that I'm going to answer to this? What are the answers that you are going to provide for this? So at that early age, we introduce them to faith. Later on, even the psychologists, they normally say that at the age of 3 years, that's when you start teaching them, introducing them much deeper to their faith. But at a very early age, you're supposed to start introducing your kid to the faith that is sufficient for
They
you.
might not understand at that point, but something is subconsciously into. Harrison was shaking his head when you were speaking. But before that, let me give Bishop a chance and then I'll come back to you, Harrison. Yes.
I want to say the first authority and the first object or something that a child believes in is a parent. The person who is raising them when they are growing. And that's why it is important as a parent to have the fullness of knowledge of God in you and the way you behave. Because as you raise the child begins to look up to you as their God, or what we can say demigod. And they begin to believe in what you tell them. You should eat, you should sleep, don't do this, and don't do that. Before you gradually begin to introduce them into the faith that you have. And I want to say it is very, very important that a parent becomes a role model. Right from the time that child is born and begins to have knowledge, awareness of their surrounding, to know this is right and this is wrong. Because I see parents, or rather what we are doing, I was doing to my children. When they are making noise or they don't want to eat, you tell them you must eat. Good, food is good for you.
Yeah.
Don't make noise. It's time to sleep. All that is a type of belief, a set of belief that a child begins to grow with.
Okay.
Knowing that this is the setup I have. What am I saying? Faith is a kind of discipline that a child must grow with.
Okay.
A type of discipline.
Yes.
Before now, they begin to know there is God.
Yeah.
They begin to know there is a Bible.
Okay.
They begin to know there is going to Sunday school. But there is a way you bring them up before they start going there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Harrison is asking a lot of questions. And one of the things that comes up majority of the times when we're talking about religion, people would say, listen, we're Africans. We will be living in, you know, like a tradition and all those things. Christianity and, you know, this religion was sort of like introduced to us. And we learned over time that this is, because this is what we were introduced to.
Yeah.
Okay. And then growing up, it was, so it became norm that you wake up in the morning, you go to church, or, you know, you go to mosque. That was it.
Yeah.
The child did not have a choice to say, listen, but I do not, because such conversations never happened. It is you wake up, we prepare, we go. End of story, right? But Harrison is asking, but why should you do that to a child? Why not let them, what if they do not subscribe to that faith? What if they would rather, instead of going to church, they would want to go to a mosque? Instead of going to a mosque, they would want to... Yes,
they have no choice at that point.
Actually,
they have no choice.
And that is what Harrison is questioning.
And that's why
yes.
Apostle said,
yes.
Everywhere there are set of rules, even in the government.
Okay.
We are governed by rules.
Okay.
Drive this way, don't drive this way.
Yes.
Do this, you shouldn't do this.
Okay.
Now what I want to say
so is this a parent's rule or is it...
It's not autocratic.
Okay.
We are trying to say we are moving from the authoritarian kind of setup.
Which a lot of us grew
we grew up in it.
Yeah.
But it was good for us then. But now children are exposed to so many platforms that they will learn so much.
All right.
I want to say this.
Yeah.
When a child is young, they have no choice whatsoever.
Okay.
Like a 3-year-old child, a 2-year-old child already is aware that if I do this is wrong. How do they learn? They learn from a parent. And that's where their belief begins. That's where their faith begins to grow. And that time they are ready to receive any kind of instruction
that they're given from the parents.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, one of the parents are setting themselves up for disappointment.
Okay.
When they start introducing their children to religion.
Okay.
I'm telling the modern parent, by the way, you're setting yourself up for major disappointment.
Okay.
In a world where knowledge is so widely available, by the time a child gets to about 14 years, 16 years, they have a smartphone, they can go online, they can learn a lot of things.
That's true.
And children are very keen on their rights now.
Exactly.
Yes.
And they even understand, for example, the atheists in Kenya society, we are registered, we have a website, they'll go there, read about atheism, they'll see Mumia on TV, they will listen to her. So we don't live in that age where, you know, a parent thinks, if I take my child to Sunday school, now I'm teaching the child this and that. Because they're going to learn other things along the way. And that is why you're seeing things like LGBTQ are being debated today. Atheism is being debated today because even those parents who grow up in, children who grow up in religious settings are actually abandoning religion.
That's true.
So, and even the church, you have to admit, the church is not the church that was 20 years ago. We are having people who are not really...
lukewarm.
There's a lukewarm, there's some lukewarmness in terms of, you know, the church, and it's not like that strong.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think we need to be open to a mode of parenting that does not... You don't have to tell your child now, you must go to Sunday school, you must go to a mosque, you must do this. What you do, introduce your child, and that is where we are also asking the government. We did a proposal as a society to the government and said, remove CRE, remove IRE, remove HRE. Let education be about imparting the child with the skills they're going to use for the future. We are also now telling parents, I'm advising parents.
Yes, but you are a parent.
I'm parent,
right?
yes.
So then what do you tell your kids? What do you teach your kids? do you have such conversations?
You don't need to. You see, kids are waking up in the morning. They are going to play. All right, that's enough.
But come back and do you have such conversations?
On Sunday, you do what? Come on, kids have so many things to do.
Do you have such conversations?
They don't need to go to church.
Okay, all right, Ronnie, and then Shake.
Is that if our brother he has a kid right now, the way the kid is going to grow without even introducing him to anything from there. What if he turns to be maybe a Christian or a Muslim? What will he do after that? No problem.
And that's the point.
That's the question.
That is exactly the point.
Yes.
If my child gets to 18 years and decides to be a Muslim,
but before
I'm happy for him to come to your mosque or
something like that.
No problem.
No, my question to you, Harrison, is
what is his stand?
What now? Because like you said, when they turn 18, right? And they decide, you know what, me, I want to, I want to go to the mosque, or I want to go to church, or I want to, right? Before then, before they get to 18, what are these conversations that you have with your children? Because children are also very curious and very expressive, and they would ask these questions. They'll be like, okay, so who is God, the universe, and all those things. What sort of conversations do you have as far as faith, religion?
Here's the thing. To me, a child who is not 18 years is not fully developed to even understand, some certain concepts. For example, I would not want my child to ask themselves, okay, is there a God? After I die, where am I going to go to?
But you have no control. Children would just ask these questions. They would just ask.
If a child asks you, yes, does God exist?
Exactly. What do you say?
You say, to me, God does not exist. And then he goes and plays.
Yes.
And comes back. You don't need to.
Okay, Ronnie, very quickly, and then Shake, and then we go on a break.
Definitely.
Okay.
Less than a minute, please.
Okay.
Winnie, without even quoting a biblical verse or even a Quran verse,
the
nature itself shows that God exists.
Okay.
The nature itself.
You don't have to. Okay. Very quickly, Ronnie, before we go on a break, very quickly. Yes.
Harrison here cannot go and tell people and try and convince them there is no God.
Yeah.
And he does not start from. Charity begins at home.
Yeah.
And I'm very sure from the time that child has a knowledge to understand or can understand things, Harrison will try and feed that child with information like there is no God. And when the child grows up and the child tries to believe in Christianity or other religion, he'll be like, now, the media will take now the opportunity and say, Harrison's son or Harrison's daughter, the man who does not believe in God, has converted into Christianity. He'll try to protect that. He'll try to stop that.
Yeah.
So he'll work very hard to ensure that his children
does not happen. So, okay, he's here. Let's take a break. But when we come back, Harrison, I'm very keen to hear what you have to say to respond to that. But remember the question that we're asking you this morning, and that is, should faith matter when raising children? Again, should faith matter when raising children? Because I was reading and they were saying, and especially for millennials are the one who are like, you know what, you choose what you have to choose, okay? But when you were growing up, with the parents and even before then, it was very, very strict. So what do you feel? What do you say? If you're a parent watching us this morning and listening to our conversation, what do you say? I'll be reading more of your feedback after the break. Stay with us. This is Your World.
The Kisumu National Polytechnic invites applicants for September 2023 intake. Applicants are invited to apply for courses in the following departments: electrical and electronic engineering, mechanical and automotive engineering, among others.
The Nuclear Power and Energy Agency, NUPEA, is a state corporation under the Ministry of Energy mandated with the development of nuclear power program for electricity generation in Kenya, carrying out research and development of energy technologies and capacity building for the energy sector. To this end, NUPEA coordinates all relevant nuclear infrastructure in the country. For more information, log on to our website and follow us on our social media handles.
Matukio makuu ya nchi, sio bungeni, sio wizarani. Kigodani, uongozi na upigia upatu. Kila Jumatatu. Mimi ni Frederick Mwitiriri na hii ni NTV.
Exponential potential.
Good morning and welcome to The Morning Fix. This is the show where we do ukarabati wa asubuhi. My name is Mariam Bashar.
And the most bankable host, Brian Aseli. Good morning, my neighbors!
Get up and get ready for the most electrifying morning show on your airwaves. Mariam and Aseli on The Morning Fix every weekday from 6 to 10 a.m.
I think Uganda is the only country that they can actually do a musical. All of them. Because they speak funny.
No.
They speak funny.
Only on
96.3 Nation FM.
All that talk about the best.
Centum Real Estate offers you an opportunity to own a home at the Two Rivers Development, Mzizi Court Residence. Talk to us today on 0703 262626 or text 2 Rivers to 22365.
Okay, welcome back. Of course, the conversation continues even during the break. And it's all about modern parenting today. And our focus is on faith. And we're asking, should faith matter when raising children? Should parents, pass down their religious belief to their children? That is what we want to understand. The question is there on your screen. Should faith matter when raising children? Very interesting perspectives we're getting this morning at NTV Kenya, both on Facebook and on Twitter. Excuse me, is our social media handles. So again, go there. But if you want to call in live, I really want to hear what you guys have to say. If you are a parent watching us this morning, what do you feel about this whole idea as far as faith or religion is concerned? And does it matter when you're raising children? So I have a couple of feedback here. Where there's one upper Mendika pamphlet, so just allow me to read, okay? Eric Kamunge, who says, all social animals, such as humans, are spiritual. For humans, faith gives us a moral compass which is foundational to one's character or personality. Any parent wants a child to be physically and mentally independent at some point. And with that, independence and freedom, they need that compass within them to identify their purpose in life. It's all part of their soul set, which makes us humans. Faith is part of our soul set and spirituality, even for those who deny it, because it's fully intertwined within our personality and existence. We can achieve spiritual freedom, but never spiritual independence. That dependence keeps us tied together socially. All this contributes to the sense of identity and belonging. It's also the same reason we dread the idea of being alone in the world. Not sure there's anything modern in how a parent and a child relate, biologically or even socially. But for sure, faith and spirituality are indispensable when it comes to parenting. Whew. Okay, let's just digest that for a moment. But let me give you a chance to respond to what Roddy was saying. But Roddy, you also said you had a point.
Yes.
Make
a point first, yeah.
Okay, Sawa, you make your point and then Harrison will respond.
Harrison says that we should teach our children compassion.
Okay.
We should teach them the good things without teaching them religion.
Yeah. Okay.
But what is and who is the source of this compassion, kindness, love that he's talking about?
Yeah.
Where is the source? Let's just go to the source.
Okay.
The source is faith. Faith is the one that has taught us compassion.
Yeah.
Faith has taught us kind living. Faith has given us godly direction.
Yeah.
Now, if we say there is no God, then where will we get this compassion? Where will we get these attributes that Harrison is saying? I don't believe in God, but I believe my children should have the attributes that are spoken, that are godly.
Okay.
So now, if we're separating from God completely, let us separate from his attributes also and form our own.
Okay. All right. Harrison, I know you want to...
a brief remark because I also want her
Bishop,
to just contribute. The one thing that religion has done is to hijack morality.
Okay.
And it's
why do you say so?
It's because things like compassion, things like being good, things like being looking at the other person and feeling like you need to help a person. You know, things like feeling like you need to help another human being to be there for them has nothing to do with religion. This argument that for you to be good you need religion. I'm not a very terrible person. I'm a good person. I help people if I can.
Yeah.
If I'm
but
able
where does
to,
that come from? Where does that?
It comes from the need. It's not God first.
Okay.
It comes from the need for what you call human flourishing. But human beings have a general need to flourish. I cannot come here and start doing something wrong to you because I feel if I do it to you, you know, how would it be if you did the same to me? So the basic principle of if I do something wrong to you, how would I feel if you do that to me, has nothing to do with God.
Okay.
It's just a question of human flourishing. That's the point. That's basically it.
Okay.
And when children are playing, by the way, you know, if you have a child and you see them playing and learning how to treat each other well, they don't go, you know, saying God. They're just playing. They're just playing and treating each other well, buying each other sweets.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with God.
Okay.
We taught them.
Religion has
Okay.
Yes, please.
The Bible says in Proverbs 22, verse 6.
Yes.
Train a child in the way they should go.
Okay.
And after that, and in the ways of the Lord, they will not depart from it.
Yes.
What I want to say to our dear brother,
and
I love what he's saying because sometimes it's good to think independently and allow somebody to be think out of the box because you learn a lot. For him, he thinks that a child will play there, show love out of nowhere. Nothing happens out of, nothing happens out of nothing. There must be an origin. There must be a foundation.
Yes.
That's why the Bible says to us in Psalms 11:3, the foundation is broken. What will the righteous do?
Okay.
Now, what I'm looking at, the danger he's bound to face, and those who will follow him, is that there will be no foundation for raising children. Meaning the children will just wake up, they begin to grow, they begin to do whatever they can do, so long as they are told, be kind. Maybe he says, be kind. But what I'm asking myself, where is this kindness in him coming from?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it can't come from nowhere.
Okay.
But I thank God because he said that in the beginning, when he began to know himself, he was a Christian.
Yeah.
So that's where the source is.
You feel
and that's where the information is. For him to know there is kindness, there is love. Because the Bible tells us, God is love.
Yes.
So the children are walking in that love because their father teaches them. Where did the father learn from?
Yeah.
The father learned from the foundation of Christianity.
Okay.
Now he's departing.
Yeah. It's
and we should talk to him.
Remember, like we said, freedom of association. He has his rights equally. But at some point, you also you at some point agreed with him and said, now religion is not what we, what we grew up in, what
and
we
I want
saw,
to explain.
Back then. Yes,
I
very quickly. I also want to hear what she has to say.
What I want to say is that when my children grew, and they were now in grade, standard 8, one of them, I took her to a Muslim school.
Okay.
So that she could also associate with the Muslims.
Did they want to?
She did, yeah.
Okay.
What is it called? Jeffrey's Academy. They took her in, and she began to carry a scarf, to tie around her neck.
Yeah.
And I asked, how do you like the school? She said, there's so much discipline, ma'am. We don't even, sit with the boys. The boys are on their own. They even go to their social media to see what they're writing.
Okay.
And that was a plus. My son, on the other hand, when he got to grade 8 or class 8, I took him to a Hindu school at Premier. I also wanted him to interact because you can't interact only with Christians. When you're going out to do business, you'll socialize with everyone, you'll do business with everyone, and you have to respect everyone's space.
That's true.
And especially about their religion. So that's what I've done, and yet I'm a bishop.
Okay.
So what I want to say, is that
but what did they decide? So if they came to you and say, Mom, we're the bishops, India. But me, I feel my spirit is leading me more towards
They did not, because I will tell you the reason.
The
foundation was solid. I taught them the Christian way.
But
I had taught them using the Bible. So when they got there, they were looking at what is similar. And adding onto theirs. Or what was a strength. And they were adding onto theirs. Like my daughter, who is a Muslim, went to a Muslim school, said they are very kind, they are very courteous, and they are very friendly. And that continued even into her university. I took her to a school where they were with other Muslim girls.
So my question is, so if she, based on what they learned, based on what they have experienced, and based on what you believe in, right? If they came and say, listen, I feel like I associate more and my spirit is more at peace being a Muslim, or my spirit is more at peace being a Hindu, or my spirit is more at peace being, you know, will that be okay with you? Because again, we're talking about choice, and if we as parents should dictate that very quickly, I will not be okay. You will not be okay.
Why? And that's why from the foundation, I make it very solid to teach them my way, and which is the way of the Bible, and which is the way of God according to me.
But that is not according to what they believe in.
I'll not be okay.
Very quickly, Sheikh, and then I'll come to Ronnie.
It's a very nice
Harrison, I know you also have something to say as far as
It's a very nice answer that she answered. And remember, Winnie, we water our seeds immediately when you put them on the ground. So the foundation that you will put to your kids, it will matter for the rest of their life. It will matter. So the moment you don't discuss with your kids that there is existing God, you know, it becomes something like you're living on a horror. You know, so there are things that you're supposed to discuss with your kid.
That's
At their young age, Then again, when it comes to Jesus said, if you could have a small faith, just a small faith. This is Matthew. A small faith, we could, just like a mustard, we could move mountains. So how can you live believing that there is no faith? You know, sometimes you don't even try to understand that. You can, you know, even when you get to your house, can you live in a house that there's nothing on it? There's nothing there on it. And you're expecting to eat, you're expecting to live and all that. So this is the way that you are brought to this world. Why are there the revealed books? There must be a reason. Why is there the Quran? Is there we have the Bible and all that? Why? For a guidance. And there's no way you can deny the names of the Almighty and the attributes, then you expect to live in a very good life. And I'm sure, 100% plus one. Anyone that does not believe in God, he's suffering this world. Take it from me.
Now, my question is this. As a parent, right, you would do everything that you can, because it's the joy of every parent to see that their children succeed, their children have a very strong foundation, their children have, you know, all those things. It's the joy of every parent to see that in their child. But at some point, there's only so much that you can do as a parent, right? So you establish that very strong foundation. The same, you know, the same for you, Ronnie, and the same for you, Sheikh, right? And then the child at some point says, listen, I appreciate everything that you have taught me. I appreciate and I embrace that and I respect that. But this is how I feel. For example, Sheikh, your child comes and says, I respect everything about Islam and our faith and all those things, but I feel I am more inclined towards the Christian faith or atheists, right? So then how will that make you feel? Because you see, as a parent, you have no control over everything that your child at some point they would have that sense of independence, choice, right? Freedom of association. So then what's gonna happen at that point where your child says, listen, I appreciate, but this is how I feel, and this is
very good. You know, Bishop just gave a very short answer on this. He said that she will not be comfortable with it. Every parent will not be comfortable with it. Every parent, unless you have a mental disorder or something like that. The thing is, the moment you set a very nice fundament, you see right now when to the architects, whenever they want to raise a very tall building in a very small piece of land, they set the foundation
true.
To be more firm, knowing that there are some buildings that are coming on top of that. Likewise to every parent. You know, I myself, I teach my kids. And what I do, they normally interact with other kids. Everything that they do, they'll pray with them, they'll go to anything. The Christian, I myself, I'm from a background of Akikuyu. My mothers are just from... But
Yeah.
the thing is,
Yeah.
the moment you start putting the cultures in the religion,
Yeah.
there are those that we normally select. That these are cultures and we need to do with them. And there are some that are going to practice them.
Yeah.
The ones that they does not differ with the religion.
Okay, so then does that mean, when you say you're not okay, does that mean that this religion is not good? You'd rather have them confined to this one that you are okay with or not? Okay, can I have Ronnie? Can I have Ronnie? Because Ronnie, again, based on your story, right? And I'm curious to understand.
I moved through many religions.
Why was that? Why was that? And how was your parents' reaction?
First of all, we need, let me say this key point that I had told you I need to say.
Yeah.
We just don't impose religion on our children. We need to tell them why we believe in whom we believe.
Okay.
Why do you believe in Jesus?
Yeah.
Why do you believe in Muhammad? Why do you believe there is no God?
Yeah.
It is very important for us to tell our children why we believe.
Okay.
Our personal experiences with the God whom we believe.
Okay.
I believe God because I was in this situation. I
Yes.
called upon him. He helped me. He did this.
Yeah.
So the whys are very important.
Yeah.
Our experience, our daily experiences with God is very important because we know that our children will have limitation out there. They'll find discouragement, hardship, struggles. And we want them to enjoy the same hope that we enjoyed when we put our faith in God.
But what if they do not then subscribe to that?
Now, that is the thing. As for me, my parents, they raised me in the Sikh religion because I had to automatically become a Sikh, S-I-K-H.
Okay.
You don't get to choose God like the way you choose your fashion. You know, God is God.
Okay.
But now, growing up, I felt like there has to be more to it than this. You know, the Sikh believe in one God.
Okay.
They believe you cannot separate the creation and the creator. The creation and the creator are one. Okay?
Okay.
So there are things I felt like, I don't think God would not tell me to eat beef. I don't think God would tell me to tie the way Sheikh has said about the cultures. There are some cultures that are in this religion that I was not agreeing with, you see. And so I felt this inner desire to know more of God. Then my friends were Muslims. They are influenced. I went to a Muslim school, just like Bishop's daughters. And I felt like they are so disciplined, they know God so well, you know, things like that. I think I want to become a Muslim. I think this is where God is. I became a Muslim. But that personal experience with God was not there. You know, I still felt an emptiness. There's still something. Like I still want to experience God Himself. You know, I still need the answer to I'm a human being. I commit sin. I mean, I need a religion that is going to give me a divine solution on sin. How do I make it to heaven? I mean, God wants me to go to heaven. Just like Harrison was asking himself. Religious has put demands on me. I need to live a righteous and holy life to be able to see heaven. Which religion is giving me a solution for me to see heaven? Then I came across Christianity. In fact, the first preaching I had was for Reverend Teresia Wairimo when I was in Nakuru, and she brought the gospel out very well. And she said, you know, we are weak, we are all sinners, we have fallen short of the glory of God. But guess what? The same God who demands, or not demands, who demands this holiness, Himself has divinely intervened for us to experience heaven through His intervention. If you put your faith in Jesus Christ, you know, He has paid for your sins, and you become a Christian, and God will give you divine grace. You will get divine grace. At that point in life, I was taking drugs, I was taking alcohol, and I was like, if Jesus is the true Son of God, and God, you are God, you need to help me because I cannot stop these things. So I have divinely experienced Jesus in my life.
And that is
I was very weak. I'm a very weak-willed person. You know, I don't have that strong willpower. And He intervened. He delivered me. I became not only a Christian, but a witness to this God who can change lives.
And that is
now, if my children grow up,
yes,
and they want to become Muslims and they become Hindus, or they want to become atheists, I am not fighting them. You want to become a Muslim because I am confident in the God whom I believe in. I have Proverbs 22:68 to them. I have taught them the ways of the Lord. I know wherever they go, I have hope and I trust the power of my God. God will bring them back.
So you will not have a problem.
Not fighting
Allow them to go.
I will not be okay.
And you see, that is exactly
I will not be okay, but I will not fight them. I'm very confident in my God. He'll bring them back.
The same way your parents were not okay. I want to believe, but they allowed you to.
And they became Christians. And my father, with his stubborn, became a Christian, got baptized in many waters, and would carry a very big Bible, and allowed me to marry a Christian man.
I mean, mean, look at that. Okay.
Let me first say that, you know, as a parent, you don't need to be disappointed when your child
chooses
makes his own autonomous decision to become an atheist. His own autonomous decision to become a Muslim, or even a Christian. Because what I think we are missing here is children are not exactly so we don't need to make our children to be us. Exactly. We are there to just guide children to be able to survive on their own when they become grown. We are playing a role between maybe 0 to 18 years. And so in matters of faith, in matters of education, it is very important for us to be parents who insist we need to have I need my child to take education seriously. Why? Because education is very important in life. In matters of faith, those are, I can assure you, and that's why at the beginning I said, the parents who are imposing their religions on their children are setting themselves up for disappointment. Why? Because we're in the knowledge age. We are not in the age where, you know, our child will get to 18 and they don't know there's atheism, there is what, and they're going to try all these things that are going to make their own decision. So for me, in terms of parenting, actually, let me just say this, atheists in Kenyan society, we have something called godless parenting, which is how we train atheists to be able to parent without, we come up with ways, on how to parent without God. Now, if we do that...
And how is that? Because based on, you know, everybody else who said that there was that foundation.
I mean, so we focus on ethics. So we focus on ethics, that ethical upbringing has nothing to do with. So you can focus on things like, which now, Sadvita will tell me these are things that come from a God, but I'm saying ethics, ethics and being good and being nice. And of course, throwing in a bit of, so if a child asks you, so where did we come from as children? You know, you take them through first that you were born by your mom. That's the first direct answer. Then, of course, going back, they're not able to understand other scientific, you know, concepts, for example, evolution and so on. Those ones you discuss with them as they grow up. Now, but as to, like me, I've said again, I am not interested in making my child become an atheist. No, I'm not by this adventure. I don't want my child to become an atheist. I want my child to be a good human being with good ethical principles, a good education, and go to the world armed to take on the world. Not to go saying, now, you know, my child doesn't need to go to...
That's very good.
Yeah, that's the point. That's the point, So, a good human being. And a good human being, not who goes to church or who goes to a mosque. Who is just a good human being.
The question is,
for the kid to be a good human being, where will he have instructed those kind of rules?
He'll just be a good human being.
From where?
He'll just be a good human being. No, that's the problem we're having. Religion has hijacked morality. Are you saying the hijacking of morality is religion?
One thing that I want to clarify, the moment that I say you are not wearing red, you must be wearing another color. So when it comes to the belief, I don't know whether you are getting me, when it comes to the belief of godless, there must be God from
the they must have believed that there is God first for them to acknowledge that. Then we teach you how to raise your child.
A Christian first. So when he's talking about ethics, he's coming from somewhere. That's why I'm supporting him. I'm saying it's good to be a good human being, to have everything that is good, you know. But you know, all these ethics are coming from somewhere. And I like it when he's talking about it, because he was first a Christian.
Let me ask a question.
All right.
Let's say Harrison teaches his children ethics, good morals, and all that. Now, his children will need hope when they're faced with adverse situations in life. Where will he train or teach or direct his children to place their hope in times of trouble? Where?
He's here, Harrison.
So first, my children, if they face challenges, first my children should understand the world is full of challenges. And so if you face a challenge, depending on the challenge you're facing, so like which one? Like if my child does not have a job, just make a good CV and apply for jobs.
No, if your child is...
What challenge are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about the things like you need help financially or you need help in an area. No, and listen, all doors are closed.
Yes.
So that is why we have many people with suicidal problems, because if you do not, a human being must have hope. Without hope, you can never survive in this country.
I'm just saying the world has...
When his child suffers from something, and maybe from, let's say, like a financial, like just she said,
yes.
What direction is going to give to the child that, you know, okay, fine, whatever you are suffering from, just came from, it's a nature, it's something that is not, what...
Where does that come from?
I mean, you see, so I think let's not even go to children.
Okay.
I am a human being who goes through challenges.
Okay.
All right. So the question should be, who do I turn to when things become so difficult?
I
don't pray. So I'm also a child. My mom is still alive, so I'm still a child. So where do I go to? So I don't pray, I don't turn to the Bible or the Quran or anything. I confront the challenges. And that is why I am saying what we need to also equip our children with is something called resilience. One of the skills is resilience. Now, of course, there are children who are not very resilient. They'll get depression. When that happens, you look for somebody who can help them with the depression.
Okay.
So and tell them to give them hope. Psychiatry. What is the purpose of a psychiatrist? Psychologists and all these people.
Let me say something.
Hope has a
limitation.
Let me say something.
Let me say,
what is this obsession with God?
I'm listening to him.
God is there.
I'm listening to him, and I don't want to block him out.
Don't.
Because he has very good principles.
Okay.
Because when you are faced with the challenge of money, you get a loan or you do some business.
Borrow them.
Or you borrow. You understand?
Yeah.
He has a point. When it comes to challenges,
that's what you do.
And listen.
Harrison. Okay.
When you are faced with challenges, and the world is full of challenges, you face them.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
But now what we are not agreeing on, what is the backing that you get?
Yes.
What is the backing? What comforts you?
Even when you're going to
during
take the
that
loan.
time?
Yeah.
Because we all go through challenges,
True.
just like you have said.
Yes.
It doesn't matter whether you are a Christian, a Muslim, a Hindu, we all go through challenges in life. So how do you face them? Now, what I agree with him is that sometimes we have hidden ourselves into so much religiosity. That we forget to do what we are supposed to do.
Right. Okay. Can I take that as your parting shots? Because we're literally being chased out of the studio.
That's like really the best thing. Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
Okay. Ronnie, you're saying no. 10 seconds.
The Bible says in John chapter 15, verse 5.
Yes.
Apart from me, you can do nothing. Nothing. Even favor depends on God.
Okay.
You can go somewhere and he's looking for a loan, and he needs favor to get that. He can be rejected.
Okay. We're literally being chased. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. We will have another conversation. I promise. We will have another conversation. Still on the same. Okay.
You know one thing. We walk by faith, not by sight.
Not by sight.
Okay. He walks by sight, not by faith.
Okay. Allow us to put a pause there.
People need to walk by sight,
we need to
not
go.
by faith.
We need to go. So let's put a pause there, and then we'll also have another conversation still on the same to understand. So then moving forward, what happens, all right? But for now, allow us to say goodbye. Thank you so much for your contribution, insightful. Let's keep the conversation going. I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place on your world. But until then, let's keep the conversation going online. Goodbye.